This may be a little ramble today. Hi guys, this is ArtsyWisdom. My name is Diane. Thank you for coming by. Thank you to all my lovely commenters and viewers. You guys are awesome, giving me support and actually communicating with each other. I notice little conversations happening here and there, which makes me happy because you're creating another community. I know there's a lot of these intuitive communities or supportive groups, so with numbers comes great power, the more we pull together, right? The collective. Hope you guys are doing okay wherever you are in this day and you're feeling all right and you're well and getting through all the crazy every day. I find that I'm getting more hopeful. I know I've seen my vision before where I see the sunrise way out in the distance and my owl spirit who comes to me and other spiritual beings pointing it out. Now, what I remember, I don't know if you guys saw that video, he or she, I feel like it might be a female, they are pointing it out that they can fly easily to the sunset, but we have to go through all of these hurdles. We got to go through the water. We got to go through the land. We've got to do a lot of traveling to get to that sunrise. So also the other thing that I'm getting now as I'm thinking about it is the spiritual nature can lift us up and get there faster and more easily. And this could just be in the personal way, personally, how you live in a spiritual place where you're calmer, you're meditating, praying every day. So you're not living in the lower vibration or the 3D world where you're having to army crawl through the muck and the mire and over these hurdles. And not that we are not going to live in denial, obviously, but pull up, big picture kind of thing. But I do see that happening. Now today, so a little ramble. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to focus on. Zelensky's coming to Washington on Friday to sign. They have a draft agreement about the natural resources and a vague agreement about how that we're going to support security for them, which I feel like this card is very indicative of what's going to be discussed back and forth, up and down. We are going to be, they're going to have on display this wonderful, amazing Trump, tough on other countries and getting our way and negotiating, and he was winning the war because he knows what to do. So they're going to have this big display where they're going to have him in the Oval Office or wherever and he's going to sign this agreement. Now, I don't know if Zelensky will be adjusting. I know there was some sort of $500 billion that was taken off in part of the agreement. It was part of them Ukraine repaying the United States, and they took that part out of the agreement. So I think that's why Zelensky is getting to the point where they're going to allow us to get a portion of the resources. And I don't know, it's literally the resources or the money from selling them, but I think it is the natural, like titanium, lithium, a bunch of really hardcore things that we need. Hardcore, literally hardcore. But as I get into Zelensky's energy, I've seen him before where he's got all these ideas about future. He's really concentrating on the future of Ukraine, and because he knows he won't be around forever, and he wants to make sure everything is set in place because he wants to protect the country from, they've gotten so far. He doesn't want it to screw up and fall apart after he's gone or whatever. Oh, I feel like there's some resistance. Why? Why do I feel there's a resistance? This agreement has been tentatively agreed to, this draft, but he's feeling more hard. Why is that? Why do you feel? I don't want to be taken advantage of. But as of this moment, he's like, it's okay. What they're saying, but he's concerned that they're going to pull a fast one when he gets here in the States. Will that go through? Will that treaty, that agreement go through? Six of Cups. Going back in time. Wheel of Fortune. And Six of Swords, and then going back. So there's Six of Cups, which is going back in time, being nostalgic, seeing things as you want them to be seen, and you're reminded of the old days, of old relationships, things that you want them to be different. Kind of the MAGA idea. It's colored, rose-colored glasses. Wheel of Fortune is actually really good. So that tells me that they are going to come to an agreement. And then Six of Swords, going from rough seas to calm ones. Will he get what he wants? Well, Zelensky. Page of Pentacles. A small amount. Yes, they're going to be tired. He will get it. I think he's going to give up more than he thought he would when he gets here. But there's something else that he won't be told about. And when he gets here, he's going to be, they're going to try and sneak something in or not spell out something, and he'll want it spelled out, especially about the security of Ukraine in the future, or money repaid or something. And part of the draft agreement is they don't have to repay that money in this vague security. The Hermit. It's all up in the air right now. I want to give you guys an answer and say, yes, it's going to go through and the war will end and everything will be hunky-dory. There's so many moving parts here. He's really got this wall down because he's feeling like he's protecting the country, but also he's concerned about the Putin problem because he knows Trump will give him ways in. So, at this moment, I know it's supposed to happen, this draft agreement, but I have a sense that it's either going to change a lot to the detriment of Ukraine, and he's going to go, oh, I have to do this. Or why would he come all this way, though, and not sign it? That doesn't make sense to me. So Trump's going to have this big flourishy press conference and talk about it and sign everything. Yeah, they're going to work through some stuff. But I think the people that have done the draft agreement are decent people. It's just Trump is the crazy one. Did you guys see him at that press conference the other day? He was just so strange, and he was throwing hats, and it was from the Oval Office, and he was answering questions, and it's so weird. It's so weird that people believe him. I see so many people online that believe these things, that DOGE has taken out some sort of really bad people, the federal workers, who I'm sure there's some federal workers that, don't do much. But apparently they're all corrupt, and they're all draining the government coffers and their taxpayers' money, and they're stealing it or whatever. Come to find out, DOGE has said all these things that they're cleaning up, but they're wrong. They had to come back and say, oh, that number isn't 8 billion, it's 8 million that they took off here. And they couldn't take out this much money. They don't know what they're doing. They do not know what they're doing. And they're having to rehire people. The park's having to rehire people. It's very confusing. It's like it was before. And they just keep saying, oh, it's great. It's great. So people believe that. People believe that there's just corruption everywhere. Not that there's not some corruption, but the people on the right. And we've got to save our democracy. Trump wants to give out $5 million gold cards. Pay us $5 million, you can be part of this country. You could come in and be a citizen, to oligarchs. He's like, I don't know, maybe. They're good people. They could start jobs. $5 million. Let me pull a card on that. Card on the gold cards. Where are these people? Oh, yeah, Two of Cups. Yeah, we love our Russian buddies. The Hermit. They're going to be hiding it. Queen of Swords. And some women, Page of Cups. Gold cards. Queen of Cups. I think the processes or the infrastructure for that is not in place. It can't be right now. You can't pay your way. I mean, you can. I'm sure people have coming into this country, but it's so blatantly money grubbing and grifting. Well, not yet, but I can see it over the horizon. Yeah, so I got the Lovers card and the Two of Cups. So there's a lot of relationships here. A lot of people love this other. They want to have it all in. And I think it's the love between the Orange Menace, F-47, the Felon 47, and Mr. Fabergé guy. Putin. Pumpkin, the putrid Putin. Anyway, for entertainment purposes only. I'm only saying this because I'm entertaining you guys. Or I'm trying to entertain you guys. It has nothing to do with anything. Okay? Somebody had suggested I'm careful about what the words I use. And they're not wrong. Hey all, I just wanted to share with you my OTTERSPIRIT bracelets. I work with this company and I love their products. They are genuine AAA grade crystals or stones, natural stones. And each bracelet, I'm wearing the communication pack, which is a 3-pack. You get them individually boxed, so they each come in their own little box, and you could give them away, or you can wear them all yourself. And each one is like a little magnetic snap-down box, which is really cool. And they each have a little velveteen pouch that they come in, which is really nice. And then each one has its own card that comes inside the box as well. Now this communication pack, I'm going to show them to you here up close if I can, without getting too... And each one has its own little otter face on it. It's hard to see. They each have a little otter imprint on the metal, stainless steel little piece. And they're really high quality. And these are the mini ones. They come in like the thicker beads or the bigger beads, but they're easy to wear. I throw them on, and today I'm thinking about communication because that's what I'm doing on this channel. And each one comes with its own card. This is Celestite. I am open to receiving divine guidance. Intention is intuition. The zodiac signs are Gemini, Libra, Pisces, Cancer, which are water and air. And then the chakras that are activated is the third eye, which is right here, which is a darker blue, sapphire, and then your throat chakra, which is more of a turquoise blue. So, and then this one is lapis lazuli, which is the motto or the saying about it is, I am connected to the infinite wisdom of the universe. Again, third eye, throat, and zodiac signs that are activated, Taurus, Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Libra. And then the wisdom and intuition are activated. I don't know. And then I have a third one. And I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to share these with you. Again, you guys, there's a discount code in my description box. Know that this is like authentically me. And I forgot to mention, each of the bracelets, whenever you buy something, a portion goes to the Wildlife Fund or the Wild Otter Fund in Southern California. I mean, that just feels good on top of it. I'm sorry, I just listened to my last little bit and I can hear it hitting the table, and that is annoying, so I apologize. I'm going to try not to do that on the table. I'll try and just put the cards down and not make noise. Okay, this crazy bill in Congress that was gotten through, now it's going to go to the Senate, which in 10 years' time, we're going to have $93 trillion in debt. Oh, the devil. Oh, there's a lot of money that needs to be found somewhere. And then the 10 of Wands. Okay. How is this going to go in the Senate? How is this going to go? I'm going to just sit with this for a second. How is this going to go in the Senate? On all the parts, the Medicaid. Oh, there's a lot of protesting, a lot of angry people. Oh, yeah, some of these Republican congressmen, they're not having their town halls in their districts anymore because they're scared they're going to get pushback. Well, good. I hope they're scared. They should be scared. They're civil servants. They serve us. They should be scared. It's a funny thing. I see it as a circle. Like there's a whole, not a donut shape, but a line. and it's surrounding this bill. And there's an opening over here. Like it's not enclosed. It's not a perfect circle. It's not going to roll along or be, just move. There's an opening, and I feel like there's a shaving over here, a shaving off of some of the bill's proposals. Because a lot of those Republican congressmen or senators, I can't believe those congressmen said yes to this bill, because the people in their districts are going to flip out. They don't understand, and that's the problem, is the announcement of this stuff is so caked in propaganda and so manipulatively spoken about to the masses. I don't know how we're going to get out of this. I'm sorry. Got distracted. Bill, Senate. I still felt like this before, that Medicaid is the problem. Medicare, I don't see losing too much, although the date, I think the age in will be different. I think they'll adjust that. But the Medicaid one, I saw this before. I feel like they're going to chew away at that. Veterans benefits, not so much. I don't feel like that's going to go anywhere so much, really. I can't imagine. That's not popular. That can't be popular. And it's ridiculous. And all these little things, I mean, it's billions of dollars, but at the same time, trillions. Every day in debt, we lose. The interest on our debt every day is like 20% of our budget. It's ridiculous. Why don't we get rid of that? Get taxes from the rich. We could probably get that settled pretty quick. It's the tax cut for the rich. Let's look at this. Oh, what's the arrow? I see an arrow. I had to stop it for a second and try and focus on it. I see that it's going to go really, not slow is not the right word. A lot of discussions, and the pushback is going to be too great. It's going to be the votes and stuff. They're going to want to push it fast through here, for the Senate, but those Republican senators, a lot of them will say yes to it. And they're going to claim it's all for the greater good. But those senators and those congressmen are going to be voted out. This is, they're going to do all these things, and eventually these senators and congressmen are going to get voted out in the midterms, some of them, and we'll get the majority back. I believe if they keep going at this rate, there is just, it's untenable the way this is happening. And yeah, there are people that detach because it's too hard to deal with, but there's more that are going to get angry and just say, forget this. I want my country back. And they see it. They see all this. And eventually it'll trickle down to the MAGA ones. I do think they're going to get it through, this new bill. But the budget office and other people are going to fight back. So it's not going to be as giant as they want it to be as it is right now. It's just too crazy right now. They're going to take a bunch out of it. But it's not. I know I want to decide one way or the other if it's going to make it, but I can't. I apologize. There's going to be a lot of parts that are going to be talked about and stewed about, and there's going to be some senators that are going to say no to these things that we didn't expect. There'll be some Republicans it's a lot of backroom talking, and but I do think they're gonna pass some bill, some version of this. Sorry. Press in the White House. Yes. I see it less. I see them fewer. I see it like smattering instead of all packed in there. And this is a dangerous thing, of course, is because we can't get real questions asked. It's all like softball questions. And then they don't ask the ones that are the real important ones. I feel like they're going to get around it somehow, though. I don't feel, even though right now they're going to do that, rotating the ones that they appreciate, they like, that are the most favorable to them. I'm sorry. But I feel like the press is going to get around it. They're going to do all sorts of other ins and outs and ways to get this information out there. It may not be directly to the press secretary there, the little blonde one. It's going to, but they're going to try and manipulate it, but it won't be 100% done. I think they're going to, do you guys remember when he first came to office the first term? They had all those TVs up and they were trying to get people from in the middle of the country, radio stations and other news media places. They wanted to incorporate them into the question and to the reporters, and it became too unwieldy. So they ended up just doing the reporters in the room. I think it's going to be like that, where they're going to try and do all this manipulation of who can be there and who can't. And it will be successful to some degree, but over time, they're going to come up with a system, not them, but the press, the journalism, people who want to ask questions will come up with a way to get that information. It'll be okay. But that is scary. That is really scary. Yeah, I think that's it. I just wanted to say, look at him at that desk. Was it yesterday with the hats? Talking about that $5 million gold card. And the Musk-Rats. Yeah, I posted in my post about his eyes. He just looked higher than, for entertainment purposes only, but on that CPAC thing, he was messed up. The Musk-Rat. He's still working to do these things, but he's really, I feel like it's not as fun for him. I know he's determined, but I feel like it's losing its shine for him because he can't just go in. He can't just do it all himself like he did with Twitter or X. He has to, justify some of it to his administration, but also the outside people. And then all of a sudden things aren't working that he just thought he could cut across the board. So I think some of his choices are coming back to him, and it's not as fun or like giving him that adrenaline high that he likes. So I think he's going to keep doing it. And I feel like he's angry. I feel like there's some anger inside of him, that he's a little pissed off that he can't do it like that. And he almost wants to hurt people just because of that, which is sad. Doge, the future of Doge. 10 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune. 10 of Cups and Wheel of Fortune, all great cards. And then moving on to Calm Waters. So 10 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, ones. They feel like they're doing all the right things. And they actually feel like they're doing it. And then we've got that 6 of Cups again, going back to the same thing. Interesting. Going back to removing things as they used to be, or making them like they used to be, or cutting back this efficiency. King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, which is moving fast, and the Hierophant, Government, Knight of Swords. There's some fast-moving things eventually. I see that right now they're at a little bit of a pause, but it's going to pick up speed. They're going to come up with some discussions where how they're going to do this in a more, I know they're leaving some of the layoffs to the agencies themselves now. Like even that Kash Patel said, don't listen to that email and don't leave yet, I think there's going to be some infighting about this, and they're going to come up with it just feels very aggressive on the Doge side. And that woman now, Amy, somebody or other, she found out she's in Mexico, and she found out, oh, I'm the acting chief of DOGE now. Oh, okay. So dumb, so chaotic. That's what I'm saying. It's like they got this. They took apart. They have a car, and they're taking out bolts here and there. And some of so the car's still running, but there's only like 2 bolts over here when there used to be 5, or there's 1 bolt over here, and this belt is spinning, but it can only spin for so long before it gets torn up because this thing isn't holding it on the pulley, whatever that is, because this pulley is like, woo. So right now this car is moving, but it's not long before the whole thing, the shocks fall off, or the wheel falls off the hub, or, it starts heating up and burning up. But it's moving. So they can say that it's moving, and they're taking out these parts that really keep things going, and they're not bad. They're important. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you again. Please subscribe, like, and share if you can. I love seeing you, and I will be back tomorrow. We've got some friends coming, but I'll come back tomorrow and check in with you too. Take care.